its judgment, a court ascertained that the men who met in the ℸ𝕼𝕼 were financing other criminals. Terror was to be used to create a charged, overheated atmosphere, which the Lodge brethren would then utilize for their own ends. Roberto Calvi operated amongst unscrupulous wheeler dealers who wanted to change Italy. In 1980, a bomb planted at Bologna railway station killed 85 people. 2 years previously, the president of the ruling Christian Democrats, Aldo Moro, had been abducted and murdered. Here, too, there were links to propaganda doing. Was the aim to pin the blame for the attacks on the communists? It's hard to work out what was really behind all the accusations. Propaganda due remained shadowy. What is clear, however, is that politicians, bankers, and mafiosi met here. They forged plans and did crooked deals. Roberto Calvi wanted to profit from this network. The head of the Banco Ambrosiano was supposed to provide the church with fresh money to support the struggle of Christians in Eastern Europe. Investigators today suspect that Calvi borrowed money from the mafiosi and propaganda due in order to speculate. But profits failed to materialize. The mafia wanted its money back. Calvi realized too late that he had made a pact with the devil. There was no getting out of it. Or was it merely the criminal environment that fascinated Roberto Calvi about propaganda doing?
The suspicion has been confirmed often enough, also through trials, that criminal elements belong to this secret society. That criminal wheeling and dealing was also part of the activities of this association. That those who perhaps weren't criminals when they entered the society definitely planned to accept certain advantages. That they said it wouldn't hurt to have links with this milieu too, especially in Italy, where the mafia has probably infiltrated every organization already.
In the end, his contacts with the mafia proved fatal for Roberto Calvi. His bank had outstanding debts of around 750 million euros. In his desperation, the banker wrote a letter to the Pope. He accused the pontiff of leaving him in the lurch. A few days later, Roberto Calvi was dead, hanged from a bridge. The Calvi murder trial ended with acquittals for the accused, but questions remain. The case shows that secret societies can also be dangerous. Propaganda due was banned, but the proceedings had no effect on the Freemasons as a whole, even though they are often accused of being the breeding ground of evil, especially as no one knows for certain what happens behind their closed doors.
From the point of view of conspiracy theorists, those who like to believe in the power of secret societies, such an acquittal changes nothing. Indeed, it generates even more suspicion that this judgment, too, was engineered. So, there's actually no escape from this conspiracy fixation. My belief is that if organizations which are regarded as secret have any power at all, this power is founded on legend and not on their actual activities.
Secret societies have been around for a long time. They hold a mysterious appeal. But what are their real goals? Precisely, what are they planning? We can only guess. Much can be explained, and much is even benign. Yet, for a long time to come, people will continue trying to bore their way into the inner workings of these secret orders. ℸℙ𝕋 from ℸ𝕋 is on the trail of perhaps the most fantastic conspiracy in Christianity, the possibility that Jesus had descendants. If that is true, are they being protected by a secret order? ℸ𝕍𝒻 from Munich is investigating the suspicion that staff at NASA conspired to fake the lunar landing. For 2,000 years, the Vatican has been a center of spiritual power and of secular dominion. The focus here is on the salvation of the human soul, but also on influence and power. The Vatican is the subject of much speculation. A sensational secret is believed to be kept within its walls, a secret that, were it to be revealed, would rock the world. It involves Jesus Christ. Located in the catacombs in Rome are the oldest depictions of Jesus. They show a young man full of joys of life, a man who is said to have had a wife, Mary Magdalene. Verse 55 of the apocryphal Gospel of Philip states, the companion of the Savior was Mary Magdalene. According to the manuscript, he loved her more than all the other disciples and would often kiss her on the mouth. If that were true, Christian history and theology would have to be rewritten. So, is the Vatican suppressing a truth that would undermine its power? The Da Vinci Code, the bestseller by Dan Brown, made the story of Jesus and Mary accessible to a broader public. The film with Tom Hanks and Audrey Tautou certainly did.
But how could Christ have a bloodline unless...
Mary was pregnant at the time of the crucifixion. For her own safety and for that of Christ's unborn child, she fled the Holy Land and came to France. And here it is said she gave birth to a daughter, Sarah.
The south of France. This, then, is where the descendants of Jesus are said to live, in our very midst, protected, according to Dan Brown's novel, by a secret fraternity. ℸℙ𝕋 is heading for the place where it all began, ℉𝕍𝒻. This sleepy hamlet has a strikingly pompous church. Many see this as an indication that ℉𝕍𝒻 is the epicenter of a large-scale conspiracy. A remarkable church full of mysterious symbols that seems totally out of place in such a small village. Terrifying creatures greet the visitor. Do the statues here portray the Mother of God, or perhaps Mary Magdalene holding Christ's child?
This small village, and especially its church, is steeped in legend. Its redevelopment and pompous refurbishment around 1900, along with the construction of other buildings nearby, have given rise to questions as to how it was all financed. The work must have consumed fairly large sums, and even today, the question of where the money came from is the subject of much speculation.
The incongruities surrounding the church